So, folks, we are once again with Brett Culp. Brett, we met at Comic-Con last year. It's great to see you again.
Thanks. Great to chat with you again.
More of an epic beard. Where are you going with that, though?
I like it, and my wife finally gotten used to it. She'll let me kiss her again, so it's working out okay. I'm keeping it.
With that, the wife rules, so we will move on.
Yes.
Where have we progressed with Legends of the Night since we talked at Comic-Con about your film, which had raised, I think, $34,000 in a successful Kickstarter campaign, as I recall. So.
Yeah. We've done two campaigns. The first one was Indiegogo that we did in 2012 to get started, and then we did a very successful one in February of last year, 2013, and that gave us the funding we needed to finish the film. When we were together at Comic-Con in July of last year, we were still in the process of editing the film, which, it's epic to edit a film. You think you're done, and then you're not done, and you realize it needs more of this and less of that and all that stuff. And don't even get me started on focus groups. But you do all that, and then you try to prepare to finish, and then you finish the film, and you have to decide what to do with it. I mean, what do you do with a film? So, Legends of the Night is this story about these people who've been inspired to become real-life heroes because of their childhood love of Batman. And it has a very, it has these inspirational themes and this sense of overcoming and doing something great in the world and in your community. And so it was very important to me as we considered how to release this movie to the world and how to share it with people, that the distribution strategy match the tone of the film. And so, we went down the path of thinking, well, should we do all the film festivals and then, try to pick up a distributor and all that stuff. And I said, you know what, I don't want to spend a lot of time and energy on trying to break into the business of Hollywood. I want this film to be used to do good. And so we kind of took a bit of a gamble, and what we said is, you know what, instead of the film festival scene, let's just take it right out to the fans of the film. Let's take it right out to the Batman fans and the people that love this project and the people that get it and the people that have supported us from the start, and let's give them the opportunity to create these screenings. And so we made an announcement about 4 weeks ago in mid-January. Has it been that long? Wow. It's like, whoa. I mean, I feel like it's been like a year or something. And so we made this announcement, and what we decided to do was to create this opportunity where anybody in the U.S. can request a screening of our film, Legends of the Night, in their local theater. And you can request it at any AMC theater. Regal theaters are part of it as well. You can do that on our website, wearebatman.com. And then the revenues that would come to our studio from those screenings, instead of coming to us, we're going to give them to the charity you choose.
Oh, so
you make the request, you pick the charity, and you get to watch an inspiring film, and the revenues from it go to charity.
So if I live in Oakland, which I do, and I'd like to see the screen at the Grand Lake Theater, I have to contact your organization, and I know this is something Alan Michon would love to do, so that's why.
Yes. You just go to the site. There's a link. You click it. You make a request. You put in your zip code. It shows you all the theaters in your zip code that are within the network to do it. It's with our partner Tug.com, who's amazing, and they coordinate all this for us. And then they submit it to the theaters, and they get you a date, and they get you a night, and you're good to go. And so what you have to do, the only trick to it is a bit like crowdfunding.
Because it's coming to Oakland.
Here's the trick.
I'm ignited.
It's a bit like crowdfunding. Yeah. You're not renting the theater. So the theater has to have some kind of assurance that it's going to work. And so what happens is Tug puts the screening up about 30 days before it's going to happen, and you need to pre-sell, like essentially reserve, get enough people to reserve tickets in advance that the theater knows it's not going to be a bust.
Right.
So usually it's between like 50 or 60 or 70 tickets, and as long as those are sold within 7 days of the event confirmed, it happens. But there's no cost, there's no fee, there's no nothing. You just need to make sure they're going to have enough people. So we launched this theatrical tour that I'm in the middle of right now to kind of show people how you do this.
So really, it's better if you partner with a charity to ensure that, isn't it?
Exactly. And that's the other thing. So, I mean, every charity we've partnered with, they have sent it out to their social networks and share it with their members and their staff. And, that's been a big push. So you're kind of creating this community charity event in the process. We want it to be more than just we're going to give them money. We want it to be a night that they can celebrate together, the heroes within their organization and the people they're helping. So we put together this theatrical tour of ultimately it's now looking like about 15 cities that I'm going on with my wife and I, and my kids went with me on the East Coast, and just to kind of show people how it works and to execute this. So, last week we were on the East Coast, in New York and New Jersey and Baltimore and Boston, and then next week we're going to be in San Diego and Los Angeles and San Francisco, and every single one of those events, the revenues are going to charities and not-for-profits in that area.
And in this case, I'd like to talk about this Friday coming up. You're going to be in San Francisco.
Yes.
And you're partnering with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and so we have to talk about Batkid.
Of course. I was so excited to when we started talking about San Francisco, I immediately said, look, we got to reach out to these folks at Make-A-Wish. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Sure.
At Make-A-Wish, and
it's like an earthquake in San Francisco.
That's it. It's an earthquake. And we got to reach out to them because of this amazing Batkid thing they did, which is right in the spirit of our film. And they were so excited about it and to be part of it with us. And so it's going to be this Friday night. It's going to be at the Victoria Theater in downtown San Francisco. All the information is at wearebatman.com. And because of the amazing people at the Victoria Theater, they have donated the theater to us for that.
Nice. Congratulations.
So because of that, except for a few little expenses we've got, when you buy a ticket, that ticket is essentially a donation to Make-A-Wish. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Do you know what time it is by chance?
Do you know who?
What time the movie starts?
It's 7:30.
7:30. That's right, 7:30. I read a number of reviews of your movie. What do you think of the reception? Because one reviewer said that your movie spoke to his childhood, and he felt like you essentially made the movie for him. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah.
So far, I have no doubt that there's some people that don't like the movie, because that's every movie, right? But so far, the reviews and the things that I have seen have just been so overwhelmingly kind. I mean, it really has been amazing. That people are really finding themselves in this movie, and really seeing themselves in it. And I think that's the beauty of a movie like this that has so many different stories, is that, you find yourself in one of the stories, or two, or three, or four of the stories. And I think it's making a very positive emotional connection with people, and I'm super proud of that. I'm very happy.
Have you, since your movie was making emotional connection surrounding Batman, and so did Batkid, have you had the pleasure of meeting Miles Scott, or will you get a chance to meet him on this Friday coming up?
I don't know that I will. For Miles, I think it was an overwhelming experience for him and his family. I think now they need to kind of
maybe too much so.
Yeah. I think for their family, they're kind of trying to get back to normal life and take a step back. So I don't think they will be with us on Friday night, but I think so many of his fans and friends will join us, and that'll be exciting.
And the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which actually produced the whole Batkid effort, right? They're behind it as well.
Yes.
What have you learned about? Let me ask this another way. I'll just get straight out. I'll be 52 this year, and so I remember the original Batman, and I'm right. And I think we had a brief conversation off camera about this at Comic-Con. But what is particularly interesting to me is how at a time when it seems like vigilante crime solving is on the rise, people are reaching for Batman more. Is there a connection there, or am I off base? There's people are trying to, not necessarily in a bad way, take things in their own hands, but there seems to be some sort of connection,
I don't know that I can speak to that, but I definitely feel that we are living in a time where there is less trust in the, politicians and in the heroes who were supposed to protect us in the past.
Right. Right.
You know, the people
Right.
used to think that our institutions and our heroes and our leaders and even our celebrities were going to protect us and be the heroes that we dreamed they would be. And now we're finding out that they're corrupt and that they're taking kickbacks and that they're addicts and that they're cheaters and liars and
fixing bridge traffic.
You got it. All that stuff that, now it's just commonplace. And, the heroes of our newest television shows are, Frank Underwood and Dexter and Breaking Bad, and they're all anti-heroes.
Yeah.
And we on one level, drawn to those anti-heroes because we believe that is what the world is more made of than it used to be. However, even in the middle of all that realism, I think there's this desire in every single one of us to be a hero and to believe that heroes are still working in the world. And I think Batman connects with people and continues to connect with people because he embodies that spirit that one person can make a difference, that even when things are corrupt and ugly and Gotham is at its darkest, there's still good in the world. There are still people out there doing good, and I can be part of that. I can make a difference, and I can be a hero. And I think that's why we love him.
So basically, Batman is sort of a metaphor for taking matters in our own hands, in a sense?
I think that's why I think it's the idea that we are not helpless. That we are not at the mercy of powers greater than us. That we can affect change, even if things seem dark.
I think it's a powerful point to end that. Hey, Brett, thanks a lot. And tell them the website URL.
Yes, wearebatman.com. Check us out. San Francisco. We'll be there on Friday, February 21st. Can't wait.